How do you feel about Trump being elected as the next president of the United States?
It definitely came as a big shock to me. I think everyone was joking about it for a really long time, and it became almost a social media thing, and that just spurred everything. And I don't feel very optimistic about it. And everyone says, oh, just give him a chance, we'll wait. But I think action needs to be taken beforehand to make sure that agencies and organizations are still what they are today, and that the Environmental Protection Agency isn't going to go under, and Department of Health, so many things. So, worried for that.
In your opinion, how do Trump's policies promote justice or injustice towards certain groups of people?
With the policies he's proposed, with deporting Muslims and the whole build a wall thing, that Mexicans are rapists and they bring their worst people, to me is just awful. And I think I've always been an anti-Trump person, but the main, point for me when it became too much is when he physically mocked a disabled reporter. And to me, that was big and not okay. So I don't think he'll promote equality or I don't.
How do you feel personally oppressed? Do you feel personally oppressed by any of Trump's potential future policies?
I'm really scared about women's health and reproductive health. I know the future of Planned Parenthood is probably still going to be intact because of public donors, but he could, or someone in his cabinet could, put an end to abortions at a certain time, or birth control, or something, and the balance between church and state could just get thrown off so much that we're not looking at government anymore. We're looking at people's morals, and we shouldn't be divided by morals. What? Oh.
Do you feel personally oppressed by any of Trump's potential future policies?
Another one is definitely healthcare. I've heard talk that he's going to end health plans for children. Let me start over. All right. I'm worried about his proposed health plans and taking children off their parents' health plans at the age of 22. This has been proposed. It's been 26, and I'm 21, and I don't think I could have a job and have full, complete health care within the next year. I take a lot of medications, and they're really expensive as it is through my insurance. And having to get private insurance and pay for that, or having to get a full-time job and do that would definitely put me out of school.
Just wait 1 second.
Continuity error?
It's fine. It's going to get edited.
Door.
Oh. Of course. Do you feel marginalized as an anti-Trump supporter ever since the results of the election were announced?
In Boulder, I don't really feel marginalized. I've had a few friends who are Trump supporters. I think the division between people has become so great that I've not really been vocal about my political opinions other than propositions and other measures on the ballot, other than president, because that's where a lot of power lies. I don't feel oppressed by anti-Trump supporters. I just feel sad for them. I don't know. It seems like a lack of knowledge to me.
Are you willing to openly talk about your political affiliation with others? Why or why not?
I am, if someone is willing to do it in a way where they're not just asserting their points. I think this election has divided parties more than ever. And people are so angry, or were so angry at Hillary, and we're so angry at Trump. And I mean, it's caused friendships to be broken, and it's probably caused relationships to be broken, and it's obviously caused a lot of hatred. So I don't think it's uniting people.
Then, do you feel Trump's remarks have affected a group of people you belong to, possibly with marginalization or stereotypes?
Yeah, I mean, the way he talks about women is inexcusable. There's so much evidence. Every woman who's come up and stood up for themselves and said, I am a victim. I was victimized by Donald Trump. This is what he did to me. This is what he said to me. This is where he touched me. This is how he kissed me. This is how he grabbed my ass. I don't think it's good for any women. I don't think it's good for girls to be hearing. I don't like hearing it. I don't like hearing him say, I'm the biggest supporter of women. I don't like hearing anything sexist. It's just refuting the idea that men are better than women. And I guess as a person with a disability, but an invisible disability, meaning that it's not physical, it's not obvious, it kind of scares me for my future. I know disabled people have been marginalized for years, and it's up and down, but there's a lot of misinformation about disabilities, and I think under a Trump presidency it could definitely spread.
What about LGBT?
Yeah, it's not even something I thought about. Yeah, as a person in the LGBT community, specifically as a bisexual, I have a privilege of being straight passing. I'm dating a guy. I've dated a girl. I don't think... want to re-ask that one? Shut up!
That's embarrassing. How about LGBT?
As a gay person, I think... Ask again.
Do you feel Trump's remarks have affected a group of people you belong to, specifically LGBT?
As a person in the LGBT community, I definitely think that's going to affect the LGBT community. As a bisexual, dating a guy who's dated girls before, I'm pretty straight passing. I dress pretty feminine, so I don't feel personally attacked. I don't feel like I would be disenfranchised by any of his policies unless I wanted to get married to another woman and it was revoked by Supreme Court or by any number of people. But I definitely fear for the T in LGBT and trans people, and getting their preferred name on their birth certificate, getting their preferred or actual gender on their birth certificate, and hopefully they'll still be allowed to do that under a Trump presidency. I've heard talk of gay people will be jailed for having sex, or gay students will be put in a registry under teachers. I don't remember what state it was, but even before he's in office, just being president-elect has caused so much hatred and so much nastiness against minorities and against people who are already marginalized. So I'm worried.
How do you feel about the possible repeal of Roe v. Wade Trump is trying to accomplish? I'll ask it again. Abortions.
Oh. Is it Trump or Pence? It's more Pence. Okay.
How do you feel about the possible repeal of Roe v. Wade Trump is trying to accomplish?
As a woman, I think it's absolutely disturbing. to put a limitation on a woman's health and what she can do with her body. To be pro-life and not take into account the life of the woman, especially if it's under the condition of mother versus child. And I don't, Trump said some awful things about abortion, and Pence has said some awful things about abortion, specifically that women should be, like, what did he say? I don't even remember. But yeah, as a woman, I'm so thankful I have birth control, and I'm so thankful that I was able to get it before Trump was president. And I urge women to get birth control before he is in office, if it's an option for you, or an IUD. They last 5 years, and because some of these things might not be provided to us, and some of these things might be illegal at a certain point. So for women's health and reproductive health, and for sexual assault survivors, it's awful news if it's going to be repealed.